It is at this point that I would introduce the Director General of UNOG, Undersecretary General Tatiana Valovaya, for her closing remarks. As it happens, she's been urgently called away on official travel and is unable to connect with us. However, her remarks, which she updated herself with some major takeaways from the 2 days, are ready for delivery. And in order to walk the talk about involving the young generation in multilateralism, the Director General has asked one of our team members, who has been front and center in preparing the UNOG end of the conference, to read the remarks that the Director General would have presented herself. And I'm very pleased to give the floor to my junior professional colleague, Dorothea Barkstead, who joins us from her native Germany. Dorothea, please.
Thank you, David. It is an honor and a great pleasure to deliver the Director General's closing remarks today. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a privilege to co-host this conference and participate in such rich and diverse discussions. I would like to thank the World Academy of Art and Science for successful and inspiring partnership that will certainly outlive this project. I share the conviction that hard times frequently inspire extraordinary solutions. The past 2 days are proof of that. We have heard from various distinguished leaders, thinkers, experts, and practitioners in their respective fields, and their inputs have been a great source of lessons learned from the past, but also of innovative thinking and new ideas. I would like to thank everyone for their participation in and valuable contribution to this conference. Let me focus on some key takeaways from these 2 days with the United Nations system in mind. The United Nations system has long been the most advanced international governance model humanity has devised to manage global affairs. However, the world around us has greatly changed over the last decades, and global leadership has not kept up with the pace. The 21st century is marked by a world population soon reaching 8 billion people, and a planet that is suffering heavily under the human impact. We live in a highly globalized world marked by inequalities among and within countries. And we are part of unprecedented technological advancement, which have both positive and negative consequences for our collective well-being. These trends are all part of a broader paradigm shift, a systemic transformation that started before the COVID-19 pandemic. As many panelists have emphasized, a new social and economic paradigm is shaping up before our eyes. In this challenging environment, and considering the current deficiencies in terms of global leadership, innovative solutions are required to catch up with the accelerating pace of change and leave no one behind. International organizations are at the heart of the multilateral system, but currently are not entrusted with the required power and resources to effectively tackle the many serious challenges the world faces. Moving forward, various scenarios could unfold, including a return to business as usual or a continued shift towards unilateral actions. However, as this conference has confirmed, there are many forces striving towards a transformed multilateralism. Fabrizio has already spoken about our UN 75 initiative, and I wish to underline 3 points. The findings show that most people are united in a strong desire to find solutions collectively. The overwhelming majority believes in solidarity and sees the United Nations at the center of achieving a better future for all. So, what is the way forward for the United Nations? The pandemic has been a powerful wake-up call. In the thematic discussions, we have heard new strategies for areas such as human security and peace building, the economy and the environment, or financing the SDGs. The Sustainable Development Goals will remain our yardstick for the next decade, and this has been confirmed in all 12 sessions. They are our fundamental framework for addressing human security in all its dimensions and will be key to build back better. Panelists have also repeatedly stressed the social and economic tipping point we are facing and the need for social justice. We must rebuild our society and economy to be more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable. This is fully aligned with the most important priorities of the United Nations, and it is transpired through our UN 75 dialogue. Our international community needs equitable access to global resources, from tangible ones to intangible ones, such as knowledge, information, and technology. Lastly, climate change. It is the defining issue of our time, and it affects us all without exception. Climate change exposes deep inequalities within our societies and threatens the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. It has been encouraging to see how climate action has been a mainstream topic throughout all sessions. As one speaker aptly put it, we cannot rebuild glaciers that have already melted. That leads me to an important point. What are the means to ensure that our priorities are successfully addressed? The UN 75 dialogues have also revealed that many see the United Nations as being too distant from people's lives. We need to provide more entry points for engaging with and through the UN to enhance the trust and public confidence in multilateral organizations. The United Nations needs to be more inclusive. Today, we have heard strong voices of civil society, youth networks, and social movements, especially in the area of environmental protection. We need to build on this momentum. International decision-making needs to include the voices of not only governments, but also of local and regional actors, youth leaders, women leaders, civil society, the business community, academia, and many others. One of the ideas presented during this conference was a global public polling platform. I believe that our outreach in the context of the UN 75 initiative can serve as a good example to take this proposal forward. Many participants in this conference have also called for better interagency coordination, for breaking silos across disciplines, and greater multi-stakeholders initiatives. The most serious challenges ahead of us are transnational in nature. The United Nations needs to foster more network problem-solving approaches that inspire better solutions. So, how could this look in the day-to-day work of international organizations? If we look at the need for more inclusive and network multilateralism, and at the most important priorities for the next decades, we see that International Geneva is well equipped to lead by example and is already doing so. The discussions have mentioned the need for a global platform for action. International Geneva offers an excellent testing ground for global governance innovation. The city is home to the permanent mission of 180 member states, the headquarters of many international organizations, 750 non-governmental organizations, a large private sector, many media outlets, and other actors. The diversity of voices across disciplines, professions, and geographies makes Geneva a unique environment to forge new synergies. In my office, we have set up several initiatives to make UN Geneva more inclusive and open to partners. For example, the SDG Lab, which also participated in a session on SDG financing yesterday, is a platform to connect actors in Geneva and beyond to promote work on the Sustainable Development Goals. Also, the Perception Change Project creatively communicates about the work of international organizations in Geneva. This is extremely valuable to make the UN more approachable and promote the value of our work. Ladies and gentlemen, one important last question remains. How do we create the momentum for visionary leadership for the coming decade? The challenges that our common planet faces are real, and as we have seen in many discussions, the answers really do lie within our grasp. Many of those will be published in the report following our joint project. In this endeavor, we need all hands on deck to move towards this new form of multilateralism. We also need greater political will, or courage, as one speaker defined it, determination and contributions of member states underpinned by the United Nations system, with participation from all relevant actors and all generations to keep our promise to humanity. I trust that we can count on all speakers and participants of this event in creating the much needed momentum for change. Thank you very much for your participation and your commitment to global leadership fit for the 21st century. This was the message of the Director General. Thank you very much. Over to you, David.
Thank you very much, Dorothee. May your excellent delivery of the Director General's remarks be a harbinger of your long and successful career, and I want to thank you for your hard work.